All right, so, yep. We're gonna have a new plan for this because we're trying to protect against ants. We've already removed the feeder over there. What we want to do is temporarily relocate this here so we can put these blocks down, and then these pans here should act to help protect against ants, and that's the whole idea. So, yeah, whichever side you want to go on. Oh, not the lid here. You have to grab it by the actual base, because none of this stuff is attached.
Wait. I'm trying to find the base. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
And then let's just
That's pretty heavy.
lower it down on these blocks nice and easy, because we don't want to squish any queens or anything. All right, you got it down on their side? Okay. All right, so that's that. Okay. Now we just need to try to quickly do this so we don't interrupt the bee's flight path too much.
Do we need this thing again?
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to put that on top. And what I want to do is paint the baby powder. See how many ants are getting up on here. On this, if you can move those blocks while I do that. And this way we can make the operation as brief as possible for them. Almost like a NASCAR pit stop here.
Until they sting me out. I wasn't.
Alright, so I'm just going to quickly paint on. This is actually a mixture of corn powder, cornstarch, baby powder. And the idea is, since it's just alcohol and baby powder, the alcohol will dry, but the cornstarch will remain on the underside here. And that way, if the ants can somehow still crawl on this smooth steel surface, maybe this powder will not give them enough purchase for them to be able to successfully climb into the hive. I've noticed, let's try to put one of these on, and that way you can kind of judge there.
I'm trying to see if they level. Level?
Let me know what you think of that as far as level goes.
Well,
you want me to take it up or no?
No, there's enough. Yeah, there's an overhang.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just going to put this down here. And there's a little gap there. We have these little foraging bees coming back, wondering where their hive is.
Bring those blocks a little forward because it's tilting.
If you want to, yeah.
I think it's better.
I'll just kind of do this. Whatever you think is best.
Just a little bit.
Just those two you just meant, which did you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then part of the reason why I'm wearing gloves for this is there's petroleum jelly on the lip of these pans. And I don't know if the bees are going to like that. So I'll have that on my gloved hands. You want to pick up that slab there and just put it right on top? You okay?
I think you had some powder underneath that was flopping around.
Okay. And let's make sure this, can you lift this up a little? The front end, I'll shift this so it's more straight. Okay. And then now we just gotta put...
I'm gonna lift that one side up there because there's a little...
Flying around you guys.
You wanna put some smoke there?
There's
a lot flying.
Well, they're not gonna bother us, I don't think. What they're doing, they're trying to come back to where they think their hive is. They're coming back to where they think the hive is. They're not gonna sting you. That's where they remember their home is. It'll be all right. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this here to keep the back end elevated. And now it's time to just move the hive back in. If we can grip it. You got it on your side?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure the back end's on that slat. My fingers, okay. You got it?
Okay,
my side's
we
down.
We can go a lot further forward because there's quite a big overhang back, I mean.
Okay, so here we go.
Take the wood back.
Okay.
Just pull, I'll hold it up. You pull that piece of wood back.
Oh, pull the wood back.
Yeah. Well, not all the way.
Is that good on your end?
No, push it up against my finger.
Where is it at?
Yeah, it's hanging over the side. There, okay.
Okay, you got it?
Yep.
So straighten this. All right. Does that look good to you?
Why'd you guys do all this?
Because we're trying to protect against ants. So this has, these plates have baby powder underneath it. Then they also have petroleum jelly around the outside. These blocks are coming up and there's gonna be an overhang. So the ants, if they're trying to crawl up, they're gonna have a harder time getting in here. The other blocks we used was just the best thing that we had on hand, but they weren't quite the right tool for the job. Okay, so now that that's done,
Open up and investigate.
yeah, well, now it's time to just do our regular maintenance and just check, see how they're doing health-wise. Hope the bees aren't offended by how sweaty my hands got in those gloves, because I might get stung. Actually, I'm going to put in some more fuel for the smoker. There we go. And we already know this is broken loose because there. Well, it might be time for a snooper. Look how, you want to bring that camera over here and show them how populated they got. Oops. He's not happy. Yeah.
There's a tool for that.
What's that?
I'll show you later. I did some research for you. There's a tool that grabs it right up. It's like a,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
it's much safer than this.
Doesn't look like a boat there at all.
Yeah, usually that's the case. I'm just gonna put this down here. Yes, most of the people, they don't use these frame grabbers. Look how populated this is. Let me know if you see the queen.
I can see that comb is really built up nicely.
Yeah, and this is
Not so
fresh.
much on this side though.
This is fresh comb that they built from
A
our.
couple of millimeters thick. This is much thicker coming out.
Yeah, they built this on a little bit of foundation that we gave them, and we rolled some wax to help encourage growth.
His head in
Yeah,
I think sucking away there. I don't know why. He's regurgitating.
he could be, yeah, something like that where he's delivering nectar into it. Let me get the tool here. So far, it's looking all right. Yeah, that's true. One thing they don't. Ooh, look at that. Like this one even feels. As soon as I picked it up, I knew it was producing something because it was.
They've already capped a third of it.
Yeah, you got some cap honey up there, so you know they're putting away some food stores.
Now is that the honey or where do they
The
put
white
their,
stuff-
their little pupa or babies or whatever?
White stuff is the honey.
Where's the queen? The queen right?
I haven't seen her myself. Okay. So I'm gonna put that down. And if we don't find the queen, if we just find some young eggs, that's probably good enough to know that she's healthy and doing her job. Around these pinch points here, I try to, because if they feel pressure, they'll get out of the way. Give them a little more smoke, just because in case.
Ronnie says they're good bees.
I mean,
Until they sting one of us.
yeah, if you get
Bad boy.
if you get stung, then you start getting some this attack pheromone on you, and then they're more likely to sting that same location. All right, so we got some larvae here. There's some cap honey. Oops, that bee might sting me. If I can squish her, she's gonna sting me. You see the queen on this side or anything?
Those yellow caps, what is that? This is capped honey, or is that where they put it?
There's also, they store pollen.
I can see inside some of them are capped honey. You can see the shine.
Yeah, the white stuff where it's like capped, like flat on top and it's like whitish.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm going slow, and if they feel the pressure, they start moving out of the way. It's difficult to be perfect with this, so a lot of times you'll end up killing bees anyway. These ones aren't happy with me right now. Or maybe they are, maybe they're okay. Okay, so this one's gonna need a little work with the tool because they've botched their honeycomb job here.
Should get a saucer, we can maybe have some honey. No, he's cutting. Going too fast.
Too fat?
Yeah.
Well, they bridged it, so they're causing this little linkage here that
Between the
if I tried to pull the frame out the way it is, I killed some bees, I think. Yeah, if I start getting lit up, I'm going to put my jacket on.
my cell phone in my pocket, I'm in the pool.
Sorry, bees.
What's the plan if they start attacking? What do you do?
I'm just going to try to
Run?
go slowly. See, this bee is banging against me, so she's getting defensive.
You want to smoke?
And then I'm going to, ow, I got one right there.
Yeah, smoke. Smoke first.
You got to pull a stinger out before you smoke. Ah, they're getting me. Oh,
Smoke first.
stop saying smoke first. Okay, so in that case, I'm just gonna put this on real quick and then get my gloves on because apparently they're getting defensive right now.
How much does that hurt?
It kind of burned a little. Oops, that one's still in there. Oops,
Can I see? Can I see?
I got him out.
Oh, they're bleeding.
Okay.
Oh, the pins are right into you.
Yeah, they started swarming a little bit. Not swarming, but they kind of started getting a little.
And since I'm not experienced with getting stung,
Yeah.
I only took a couple stings. I'm putting these gloves on. If I keep getting lit up, I'm gonna put that whole jacket on just because I don't know how many stings I could safely take.
What, it's like 90% stung in your hands, and then it like gets less going up your body. So. Yeah.
But you know, in their defense, this is right in the center, and I'm cutting into their comb and everything.
Yeah, they're not protecting it, there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, so you know, there was bees like right down in this area. I'm gonna end up disturbing a lot more bees just because. Ooh. Okay, time to go. I'm getting stung like hell. I'm gonna cap that up and put on the jacket and maybe in pants too. So, since the bees were getting real defensive, I didn't want to continue bothering them and getting stung because I don't know, I haven't been stung in years. So what I'm doing is I'm putting on more protective gear just because I really don't know how many stings I can safely take. So, gotta suit up just to make sure. And now that I'm wearing more gear, hopefully I'll not take so many stings. But at least the part where you had to get involved, at least that's, yeah, where I'm not risking you guys getting stung. You got stung? Oh, what am I doing? Putting this on backwards. So, one thing I did notice is that these bees are at about that limit, about an 80% limit. And so now might be a good time to put on a honey super. So what I'm doing here is putting on a queen excluder. Huh? Yeah, because they were building it out at least 80% here. I don't know if it's really like premature or anything, but I can see comb built all the way out. Yeah, I'm gonna get them their food. I just gotta put that on top there. I'm gonna dump that out and rinse it out with a hose first. Oops. Of course, after I ticked off the bees, it's not a good idea for me to stand in front of the entrance. Guess we can't save them all, huh?
Got stung anymore?
Not since I put the jacket on.
I'm worried about you.
Yeah, I got.
You look completely protected.
They could probably get me at my ankles. I hope they'll calm down. But like I said, once they start stinging,
They won't stop.
the others get the message that they should be attacking you. So they're gonna be defensive at least for a little while.
You know, they're not even like on your body at all. They're kind of flying around.
Yeah. All right. So that hive maintenance we just did was kind of a disaster. I kind of knew it was going to go that way because I had to cut into some comb. I didn't expect to see that where the comb bridged over for the top bars. And I knew I was going to kill some bees in the process, and some bees were going to get angry and sting me. But once that happens, you're going to get stung by more and more bees. And since I don't know how many stings I could safely take, because I haven't been stung in years, I decided to step away, put on more gear, and come back and finish the job. In the process, I did learn that we have some hive beetles running around there, and so I'm going to put in some hive beetle traps during the next maintenance that we do. I didn't finish cutting all the combs apart, so I'll just do that next time. I'll just come in fully geared up right away, right from the get-go, and then separate all the combs, verify that everyone's good, that the queen's healthy and everything, and that's what I have planned for next week. So all in all, at least we learned that it looked like our bees were healthy. There were young eggs laid. Everything looks fine other than that bridging comb that I should sort out next week. And they were filling out that brood box to about an 80% capacity. So I did add a honey super to the top. So hopefully that's going to keep the bees happy. And next week when I look into the hive, I'm going to separate the comb, but I'm going to come in fully geared so that I'm prepared to do all that dirty work and tick off some bees in the process. And so that's what that's going to be like. Lessons learned. Well, if there were a lesson to be learned from it, I think I should have just came in prepared to cut the combs apart, even though that wasn't something I was expecting, because I wasn't prepared to cut through the comb and anger some bees and get stung, because I just didn't think I'd have to do that. I ended up having to step away and keep the hive open longer than I wanted to. I didn't fill my smoker enough because I was experimenting with a new fuel. I was using cypress needles alone. I should have just stuck to the stuff I was used to. That way I'd know how long the smoker was going to last. I had to refill the smoker at one point. And yeah, so I think next time I might come in just wearing more gear. I might still go in barehanded just so I can use my fingers and avoid from bothering too many bees. And then as soon as I start getting some stings, just put some gloves on. That way I could take a couple stings and just like try not to use those big gloves and squish the bees right away, but at least be prepared to put them on and be fully protected when they do start getting angry. And that's about it for that. So thanks for watching. Like I told some of the guys in the Facebook group that I'm on, I'm a new beekeeper. I studied up a lot on bees, but I'm definitely not an expert. And part of why I put these videos together is so that whenever I have these little pitfalls, you guys can learn from it and maybe see like what I'm doing, the stuff that I had to go through because I took chances that maybe I shouldn't have taken, and we'll just see how that goes. Alright, so thanks for watching. I know that video wasn't impressive or anything. In my opinion, it was kind of a failure because I didn't want to leave the hive open that long. I should have been better prepared for a bunch of bees getting mad and stinging at me. But it is what it is, so hope you enjoyed it.